Hey guys, I'm just gonna talk you through your quiz that you're about to take. You will have these 5 formulas at the front of the first page, and then the back side is more circle related stuff, so you'll have that one on the back side. So this is standard form for a circle. This first formula is the one, well, these first two are angles and arcs. So these are degrees. Remember angles, so you should be thinking degrees. These ones are segments, which means when you're dealing with degrees, you won't be using these formulas. So if you're dealing with degrees, use these two. Here are your general setups for this. If I tell you that this is, that's not really an 80-degree angle. Let's see, let's call that 61. And we'll say this arc is 80, and this arc is X, and this is Y. First of all, to find Y, this makes a straight line. So these two have to add up to 180. So you can find Y just by subtracting this angle. To find X, you're gonna plug into this formula. Remember when it's an intersection inside. So when this black point here is inside the circle, the point of intersection, then you will be adding. So on this one, you would say the angle equals half of arc plus arc and solve for X. Remember, this is the one where we would multiply by 2 on both sides, and then you can subtract the 80. I'm not even gonna calculate what that is. The other one, if you have a circle and it looks more like this, if I tell you this is X and this is, let's say this is 120 and this is 50, just be careful in this situation. This X is not this X. This X right now represents the angle. So you would say the angle equals half, and then this is arc minus arc. So bigger arc minus smaller arc, you would go 120 minus 50 and solve that. So that's angles and arcs. The other setup is when we deal with segments. So this one looks very similar to this first one, but it's going to be like 10 and X and 8 and 9. When it meets inside the circle, you're going to use this formula. So that's multiplying the two lengths. So from the point to the circle is a length of 10. And then from the point to the other side of the circle is a length of X. So 10 times X. And you set that equal to, from the point to the circle is 8. And from the point to the other side of the circle is 9. So 10 times X equals 8 times 9. And then you solve for X. If you're using these other two formulas, you're either dealing with a circle with segment lengths like this, so X, 11, 12, and 13. I have no idea if this would even work out to nice numbers, so don't try to solve this, but this would be from the point to the circle is a length of 12, and then from the point to the other side of the circle is 12 plus 13, or you could just call it 25, and then that would equal, from the point to the circle is a length of 11, and then from the point to the other side of the circle is 11 plus X, and then from there, solve for X. And then the last one is if you have a tangent. So if this is X and this is 8 and this is 11, then when there's a tangent like this, you got to multiply it by something. From the point to the circle, you multiply it by itself, so X squared, and then from the point to the circle is 8, and then from the point to the other side of the circle, that whole thing is a length of 19. or you can say 8 plus 11 if you like that better, and then solve for x on that one. Okay, so that's the general format of your front side of your quiz. The back side is going to be all the circle stuff. So you'll get this x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So you'll have to put a graph into standard form just by looking at a graph. You'll have to figure out from an equation what the center and the radius are. And then the one where, let's say you have a center of 8, -4 with it passing through the point -1, 1. Okay, in this one, this is the one where you had to set up, this is your HK and this is your XY. So this is the one where I plugged this in and just gave my final answer right off the bat. So that would be x minus your h value squared plus y minus a -4, so plus 4 squared, will equal your radius squared. So this is your answer, but we have to figure out what goes here. And that's when you plug your x and your y in. So -1 minus 8 squared, 1 plus 4 squared equals the radius squared. So -9 squared, be careful here, that's not negative anymore. When you square a negative, it becomes positive, so that's 81. And then 5 squared is 25, so your r squared value is 106. And then don't square root that. Put that right here, and you're done. Okay. And then the rest is just locus stuff. Remember, with loci, it's in a plane. That is 2-dimensional, so a flat picture. If it says in space, then it's 3-dimensional, so it should be a 3-dimensional picture of whatever you're talking about. That's really the extent of it. Good luck on the quiz. Ask your neighbor if you have questions before you start the quiz. And if you have questions during the quiz, well, hopefully you don't. You can ask the sub. Maybe they can help you out.